Today is the final day of my weight loss challenge for the program that I have been on for 1 full year. I've never been on a program for a year, so this has been quite a journey for me. So today I'm going to share with you, did I hit my goal? What worked and what didn't work? So let's go. So my goal as of June 30th, 2025, which is today, was a 60-pound weight loss. And I started my diet July 14th, 2024. And I'm not going to say I'm sad because I'm not, but I did not hit the 60-pound goal. I lost a total of 58.2 pounds over the last year. Now, I think if I were to scoot that up until July 14th, which is really my official start date of when I started my diet, maybe I would hit that 60-pound goal, but today was the end of my challenge. So I wanted to share with you today some of the things that really worked and really kept me motivated over the last year to lose so much weight, and then some of the things that didn't. So I hope you'll join me. I think this will be a really great video for someone who's maybe starting a diet or in the middle of it or lacking motivation or trying to find new ideas, and I hope it helps you. So I just wanted to show you a couple photos of a before and after. I did put this on my thumbnail, but I actually don't have a lot of full body photos from before because whenever it was time to take a photo, I was hiding behind someone, or usually my photos were kind of from the neck up. So, but even the neck up, you can tell this is a huge difference. Close to 60 pounds makes in a year. Oh my gosh. I have to really sometimes look back because I've kind of gotten used to this new weight and size, look back at some of these older photos and how big and fluffy my face was, and you couldn't see my dimple anymore, nothing. So anyway, what helped me the most to start my diet? So what triggered me starting my diet was about 1.5 years ago, I had total knee replacement of my right knee. And before that, I had really been struggling. I couldn't hardly walk. I couldn't move. I was in so much pain. And anyway, it led me to getting total knee replacement. And during my recovery from knee replacement, I thought, you know what? I need to lose weight. I need to make sure that this doesn't happen again. I need to get more healthy. I need to get this weight off my legs, especially my hips, my knees, my joints. And that's what was my deciding factor to help me start my journey to weight loss. So, you know, a lot of people have different reasons, whatever makes them hit that point. But for me, it was a matter of just not wanting to be overweight that will affect my health anymore. I want to be heading into my 70s. I'm 65, I'll be 66 in November, and I want to head into the next chapter of my life being more healthy. I want to be able to move more, run around, play with the grandkids, and just live a healthier life. I don't know that it'll extend my life, I don't know, but I do want to feel better. And that was my motivating factor. So I'd like to share with you the top 3 things that really helped me and what I found were the most helpful in either losing weight or staying on my diet. And then I have 3 things that are just the top things that didn't work at all. So number 1 on my list, honestly, it just seems like such a simple thing, but it was such a big thing for me. And that is I shifted my mindset. That was so important for me because I always kind of thought in the back of my mind, you know, I'm always going to be overweight. I'm always going to be struggling with these extra pounds. This is just who I am. I just have to live with it, do the best I can. I love sweets. I love goodies. You know, it was a mindset that I've had for years. We hit COVID. I had my knee problem and I just kept gaining weight. And I think a lot of it was that I had just accepted where I was in life. So when I did change my mindset, I basically put a few things in place in my head. And I started thinking to myself, you know what? I don't have to lose 50 pounds in 3 months. I mean, I don't need to do all milkshakes for a month or a cabbage diet or something like that to lose weight quickly. I need to start thinking of changing the way I eat so that it's a slow process that hopefully keeps the weight off long term. And I started thinking, how can I go about this with liking the foods that I eat and making this a long-term success? Because that's really what I was looking for. So I started researching diets, and after time, I found this Trim Healthy Mama. And I think that was a lot of it. The mindset in that way of eating isn't going without. It's finding ways to satisfy the things that you like personally. Maybe you like tacos or pizza, or for me, it was sweets. It was comfort foods. And I found ways to make those that weren't fattening. I was still losing weight eating the things I really liked. So I think part of that mindset was going a little slower with the weight loss, accepting that this might take me a couple of years. I mean, it didn't come on overnight. I gained this weight over a long period of time. And I think the mindset of slow down, take it easy. You don't have to be a size 9 in a month. You need to just work on this slowly. Keep it off. Make sure you're losing fat and not muscle. There were a lot of things that I really started to think about, and I started to research. And so for me, mindset was a huge thing. I think it was actually the most important thing to helping me stay on this program over the last year. Because oftentimes when I'd be ready to give up or throw the towel in the past, I didn't do that because my mindset was more, this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. This is going to be a lifelong journey of learning how to eat differently while still satisfying all of my needs for food. The second thing that worked for me was, I'm just going to call it diet strategies. So I took on a lot of those over the last year, and I've done several videos on them, but they really involve several things that helped me be successful over the last year. I think one of the big ones was meal prepping. I started doing meal prepping for things throughout the week, throughout the day. I made sure that I had the things on hand that I enjoyed eating, that I liked, that could fill me up when I got to one of those hungry places late at night. And I think the meal planning was a huge help. I think the other thing, which was enormous for me, was the fact that I'm a sugar junkie. I love sugar. Anything chocolate, sugar, peanut butter related, I'm there. And I had to really look for recipes and different things besides sugar that would fill those needs. So let me give you an example. So I really love chocolate. I really love ice cream. I really love Reese's peanut butter cups. I love pies. I mean, if you look at my videos from a couple of years ago, I have whole playlists on how to make desserts and goodies. So now I still make those things. I just don't make them the same. I don't use all the flour I used to use. I don't really use sugar at all. I use monk fruit sweetener instead of sugar. Now, I'll be honest, it is a little bit more expensive. It's double the price of, well, it's way more than double, but it's something that I've learned how to substitute in other foods and still not feel deprived. I think that's a big thing. I think if you're on a long-term weight loss program and you have a lot of weight to lose, it's very unmotivating to know that for a year or 2 or 3 years, you're not going to be able to have a piece of pie or whatever. So I found recipes through the Trim Healthy Mama that really satisfy some of those things. I just did a video the other day on making a peanut chocolate whip. I'm going to link it above. It was so good and so filling. I actually ate it for my breakfast. It had all the protein that I needed for the day, all the flavor, all the taste, and I felt like I really got something yummy, and it was completely set up on my diet. So I think between the meal prepping and, making sure that I was finding foods that I really liked so I didn't feel deprived, searching menus, searching recipes, things like that, that really helped me. And the program that I went on was called Trim Healthy Mama. I have had such success with this program, and I have enjoyed the meals so much that I have actually decided that I am going to become a coach for Trim Healthy Mama in the future. Now, I need to go through the certification process because I feel like even my videos, I've gotten so many comments and positive feedback from people that are also on the program losing weight that I know it works. And if I can help people and still lose weight myself and keep myself motivated by helping others, it's something I'm going to do. So this is the program that I did. I started off with this little starter book, and it's just their 50 best recipes. They go through the program. It's a great program. I would recommend this. Check with your doctor just to make sure it's something that you can have on your, whatever your situation is. But I started with the starter book. After I went through that for about 30 days and I started having some good success with the program, then I bought the Trim Healthy Mama cookbook. I have made almost every recipe in this cookbook. I really love this cookbook. And I loved it so much that about 3 weeks ago, I bought this second cookbook called Trim Healthy Table. And there are also free recipes that you can get from the Trim Healthy Mama website called Trim Healthy Wisdom Recipes. So if you just type in Trim Healthy Wisdom, I'll go ahead and link those recipes, a link to those recipes in my description below. But these were the keys to my success over the last year. I just think it was an amazing program for me. So I found recipes in these various cookbooks on how to take care of satisfying those desires for different types of foods that I enjoyed. And the third thing that helped me, I think all these things, 1, 2, and 3 are all equally good. But the third thing that was a huge help to me was changing my lifestyle. Now, these were just a couple small changes, but they made a huge difference for me. So first of all, I've always been a nighttime snacker, always, my whole life. I don't know what it is. It's time for bed, time to watch TV, and I want to eat till midnight. It's a terrible habit, and I knew that I wasn't going to be able to break it completely. So what I do every night is I allow myself a healthy snack, and I mean a healthy snack that's going to fill me up. I don't have 3 carrots and a half an apple. I don't do that. What I do, I've kind of narrowed it down to the things I can have. On Trim Healthy Mama, you can have popcorn. I love popcorn. I bought a commercial popcorn maker because I love it so much. So each night I have either popcorn or I have a Ninja creamy smoothie. Now, sometimes I have it like in the form of a milkshake, but I usually eat those in the form of ice cream. I have several recipes that I have come up with or researched to make for the Ninja Creamies, and basically it's an ice cream that you pre-freeze. I think it's a quart of ice cream. It's like the size of a large Haagen-Dazs. So you make that up 24 hours ahead of time, you freeze it, and then you put it through the Ninja Creamy Maker for like 2 to 3 minutes. It's just shocking to me how this thing makes ice cream. But you take it out and it's like eating a soft serve or an ice cream or a milkshake or what have you. And it is so good. You can make every flavor known to man. And I use ingredients that you normally would think are not sweet related or ice cream related or what have you. I make mine with fat-free cottage cheese. I make it with unsweetened almond milk. I use my monk fruit. Sometimes I use different fruits. I used unsweetened cocoa, pressed peanut butter powder. Whatever it is that I make, I try to follow the Trim Healthy Mama guidelines. And throughout the year, I don't know how many creamies I've eaten. Maybe 150. I don't know. It's like every other night I have a creamy. One night I'll have popcorn, one night I'll have a creamy, but almost every night I have one of the two. And it's been enough that my husband and I split one, and it's enough I feel full the rest of the night. I'm not craving tons of things. Now, if I'm still really hungry, like late at night, I don't deprive myself. I'll go fix an apple or I'll have a piece of cheese, but I don't sit and eat like I used to, a bunch of junk. I just don't do it. So that lifestyle change, I think, really made a difference. I think the other thing is, it sounds silly, but improving my sleep. I've really worked on improving my sleep. I have to really work on my stress. I have to make sure I'm comfortable and not real hot at night. I'm somebody who likes to be somewhat on the cool side when I'm sleeping. I think sleep is super important. And I think it's one of those things that if you sleep, I take a multivitamin every day. I take the Ollie vitamin. I'm going to link it below if anybody's interested. I think I take the Woman's Ollie. I take 2 of those every morning. Try to limit my coffee. I don't really drink coffee after like 10 a.m. in the morning. I'm done with the coffee for the day. I only allow myself 2 coffees. And I love coffee. I have an espresso coffee maker. I have a little mocha pot. I love coffee. So 2 coffees though is all I have. And I just have been researching a lot of things to help me sleep, to help me rest, help me not be so stressed. And I think those lifestyle changes have been some of the things that have helped me to be successful over the last year. So I'd also like to share with you 3 of the things that really didn't help or I tried to avoid over the last year. And the first one and the number one most important is that I try really, really hard not to stress and obsess over that scale. You know what? A number is just a number. What I found is that my clothes are looser. I can, get into the rides at Disneyland more comfortably, things I really couldn't fit in before. I'm sliding right into now and enjoying. And not obsessing about that number. I mean, this was a good example. I really pushed myself the last month because I knew I was coming close to that 60-pound goal today. And I pushed and pushed and pushed, and I didn't hit it. I'm still, a pound and whatever it is, 10 ounces or something away from my 60-pound goal. But I'll hit that goal in the next week or 2. I know that I will. Not stressing over that has made a big difference. I think the second thing is not to focus on fad diets. Now, I'm not going to say anything negative against keto because I know people have had a lot of success with it, different types of programs, but for me, I do try to eat protein at every meal. I don't cut out all the carbs. I don't do all that, but I try not to obsess over more fad diets. I don't do juice cleansings. I don't do keto. I don't do a cabbage diet, although I do love cabbage and I eat a lot of it. I really try to make sure that I'm doing a healthy diet where I'm losing 1 to 2 pounds a week, and oftentimes I don't lose that much. It'll be like 2 or 3 pounds in a week, and then maybe I don't lose anything for a month. It's been a weird way that I've lost weight, and the longer it goes, it seems like the slower it gets. I don't really understand that, but I'm okay with it. It's as long as the scale's going down, I'm all right. And so I think staying away from fad diets, I try not to listen, this is bad, but I try not to listen to friends, influencers, whatever, that are doing quick weight loss programs. Now, maybe they're having some short-term success, but I found in the past that when I do those things, I gain the weight right back plus. So I don't want to do that this time. I have a plan when I hit my goal, and I don't know what it is exactly until I see how I look. But when I hit that goal, I'm going to go on maintenance with this Trim Healthy Mama because I don't want to gain this weight back. I don't want to go through this process of losing weight again. It's been good. It's been good for me, but it's been very challenging at times. It's very hard. So if you've lost any weight or you've been on a diet in the past, I know you know what I'm talking about. And the third thing, and this is something I don't know if everybody is the same as me in this way, but is not comparing myself to others. Other people who have lost weight quicker or look better in their clothes or weigh a lot less than I do. I work really hard not to compare myself to other people. I'm myself, I'm an individual. I know the things going on inside of me. I know what I need, what I want, and I really have to work to not compare myself, not just to other people, but to other people's results. And I think it's really important that you look within yourself and just find out what it is that you need to be successful and focus on that. Try not to focus on other people. I've had to really work on that this year. It's been something that I think more I try to avoid than has happened to me. And I've had some good success on just focusing on what I need to do. So those are the three things that I think worked the best, the three things I either stay away from or did not work. Through this process of losing close to 60 pounds, I realized I still have a ways to go. So today I am starting a new weight loss challenge that'll go from July 1st until December 31st, 2025. And that is for me personally to lose an additional 30 pounds. Now, I think that's where I want to be as far as my weight. I think that's exactly what I want to accomplish. So that's like close to 90, that's like 90 pounds for me. It's close to 100 pounds. So I am going to give it everything I've got. I know the weight loss is a little bit slower right now, but I am determined to get the rest of my weight off by Christmas this year. And if any of you would like to join that challenge with me, I would, just welcome you and hope that we can encourage each other by comments, emails, well, maybe not emails. I'm not big on emailing, but comments, whatever it is that you find helpful. If you have ideas of things that are working for you or not working for you, I think all that's really helpful to everybody. So join the challenge. My challenge is 30 pounds by the end of the year. I'm using the Trim Healthy Mama program. If you're interested in starting this program, this is a great way to start. This is just their basic starter book. It's really thin. It's not a lot of work. This is spiral bound. It's easy to read, and it's got some great recipes in it, things that, will really help you throughout your program. And then, of course, I've got the cookbooks. I'm going to put them all in the description below if anybody wants to start this particular diet. But if you're doing Weight Watchers or you're doing Mediterranean diet or whatever, maybe you're just counting calories, we still can do the challenge together. So thank you to all my viewers that have been so supportive over the last year. I really appreciate each and every one of you. This YouTube channel just means so much to me. I have met the most amazing people on it, and I just think you're all wonderful. So thank you for joining me today. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. Give me a like, a thumbs up, or ring that bell for future notifications, and let's get that weight loss continued or started today. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.